In today's episode, we're going to be discussing a book that can help you heal your body by changing your thoughts.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another fantastic episode. This is going to be a very tremendous, amazing,
Exciting
discovery of when we change our thoughts, we can change and heal our bodies.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this one, and welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now, the book that we are going to be sharing with everyone is from an author named Annette Noontil. And the book is called The Body is the Barometer of the Soul. So you be your own doctor. And I'm guessing it's a level 2 or second level because there's a number 2 on here. How long have this is actually Jason's book. How long have you had this book for?
20 years, 15 years.
This book is amazing.
Yeah, so when I was studying to be a healer, and I did the Chiron Healing Practitioner diploma, I got hold of this book, plus a couple of others, and I used to always use this book at the start. When people had an issue or problem, I would find out what body part that was, or the problem was, and just get a different perception on how to change it, how to fix it, and just having conscious awareness of that. And it's helped me through the years, just having a different perception, a different perspective on if something's going on with your body. You can find it in the book, and it will just give you a different perception of it. And it's been very, very helpful. It's also taken me out of the drama or the victimhood that I don't have any power to fix or heal myself, even though I'm a healer. But it's given me over the years, and you've been reading it off and on for a long time as well.
Yep.
It's like, something going, I've got a headache. Let's find out what that means in the book and get a different perception. And then you have a different perception and you're like, oh, that's a different way of looking at it. And it does help. And you can, by having a conscious understanding and bringing it up to the surface, because I do cellular memory healing as well.
Yep.
You can work with that as well. That might be another podcast. I don't know yet. It's a hard one to do because it's all visual. It really does help.
Yeah.
Just give you a different perception of what's going on with your body.
Yeah, this book is really, really amazing. When Jason and I first started to go out, you showed me this book, and I use it quite a lot when, like you said, when something is going on with me, even if it comes down to a headache. Instead of going for Panadol, I go to the book first to find out what could actually be going on inside my body. And it really does give you a different perspective. So, for example, actually, before we go into examples, I'm going to read the first part of it. So, the title of the book again is The Body is the Barometer of the Soul. So, be your own doctor. And there is a caption in here. We are an endangered species. Source your power, be committed. Beingness illuminates determination. Life is a never-ending experience by Annette Noontil. And on the back of the book, it's got here, changing your thoughts to change your body is the simple way this book shows you. Being in control of your health is easy when you know what thoughts you need to change. If you want to understand about attracting sickness, this is the book for you. So I'm just going to read a little bit of chapter 1 on the first page. The need to look inside. This book is for you to look into yourselves when you have an ailment of any kind. A lot of people do not want to do that. They can see faults in others, but they do not realize that they cannot see it in others unless they have it in themselves. So if anyone says something derogatory about you, you can say it takes one to know one. This notion has been my quickest way to find out what I need to change, because what I see in others, I have in myself. And you discuss that a lot in your healings.
Yesterday,
Absolutely.
doing the healing, and I had a discussion about that.
Yeah.
My client wasn't really happy about what I had to say. So I had to be very gentle and mindful, because my perception understanding is that the ego will come up and go, no, it's all about them. It's nothing about me. I don't have that within me.
Yeah.
That person's effing mean. It's like, well, is there an aspect of you that is playing that at times?
And we have spoken about how the matrix reflects back to you
Yeah.
as well. Can you give the example of what the story you told me when you were younger about your group of friends?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was this book or another book, or I got a download, but one day, because when I was younger, I had a lot of friends, a lot of friends. And through the years, I was getting older, and I stepped on this pathway. I was just like, it's just not doing it for me anymore. These friends are not quite where I'm at. And it wasn't a judgment. It's just like I just noticed that I was thinking and feeling, and I was evolving in another way. So there was a couple of friends, and I just sat and just wrote down what I didn't like about them, and it might have been 10 descriptions of why I didn't like them. And then I got in my mind, perhaps, Jason, they are you. And I'm sitting there, and I've got to be honest, my ego is like, that's bloody nonsense, mate. You're better than that. That's not who you are. So I had this battle going on for quite a while. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet. And I'm just going to really take note if this is a representation of me. So I had to go back through past traumas and memories and how I acted and who I was. And then I discovered there was parts of my friends, these are my male friends, by the way, that I was doing and being. And I just wrote down and accepted, I don't like that about that part of me, because I just saw them then as a reflection of me. They're just reflecting back who I am. And then I just got this epiphany, is like, wow, well, I don't choose to be like that. I don't choose to act like that. And I went through my list. Within a short period of time, those friends, in a way, just vanished. No longer my friends. And it wasn't like we had an argument or...
They just kind of dropped off.
Because I acknowledged what they were, who they were, and where they're at on their pathway, their journey, that I didn't want to be that anymore within me. So they were just the messengers, or the reflecting back to me who I was. And as soon as I acknowledged it and brought it up to the surface and really acknowledged, wow, that is me, I don't want to do that and be that anymore, they dropped off.
So realistically, life had given you characters to show you what you were not actually liking within yourself. And for you to accept that and really own that about yourself. And because you owned it and you're like, you know what, I think I'm done. I don't want to be that character, and I don't want to play out these games or whatever you want to call them. You pretty much transmuted it, because life had then just thought, okay, well, you've healed from that in a way, and those friends have just dropped off. So that therefore they no longer are reflecting to you what you have inside of you, because you no longer have that anymore.
Yeah, most definitely. I had so many friends when I was from 18, 17 up to late 20s. And I started just going through so much of myself, because through the training that I was getting, we had to do a lot of shadow work and a lot of identification of who we were, what we were doing, what we need to refine and evolve to a new level within ourselves. And in a way, we were taught that if there's people that out there, even people that you meet are not necessarily your friends, and you're like, you know how you just like, oh, geez.
There's something not right? Yeah.
And this is not always, by the way.
No, we do want to make a point that it's not always the case.
Yeah. It's like, is this a part of me that I need to bloody look at? Is this a part of me that I need to resolve or heal from, or share more light and wisdom to?
So in a way, I'm getting an example. Later on in life, you were faced with a colleague of yours that you butted heads with quite a lot. And again, you looked at it looked at the colleague of yours and accepted that as part of yourself and didn't judge that. So then what happened after that?
We have a different level of respect and integrity with each other, and it's all pretty much resolved.
Yeah. And that's actually a really interesting part about it, because you told me, it's been a few years back, but I've witnessed this relationship with you and the colleague and how much it blossomed over that time span. And I do want to go back and touch on the subject of what we're saying, yes, can be a reflection of ourselves. But what I was getting is that, like you said before, let me rephrase it. Acknowledge it, see if it's a part of you. If you can understand it, you don't always have to have like an open heart for it. Like, you can have an open heart and be unconditional, but don't like allow it if they're being a bit disrespectful to you. However, if it doesn't shift, could that be a possibility that it's actually not you? Like we said before, sometimes it's not always a reflection.
Yeah, it can be. This is just I don't even know how to put this in words. If people don't have this understanding or level of understanding about going within, and also having life or characters or people in your reality reflecting back who you might be, it's going to be very challenging.
Because we all work from a perspective of it's not us, it's always them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to say to yourself, okay, it's a possibility this person that I'm not happy with and I'm like really triggered by big time. It's usually that sort of stuff. I'm bloody angry, bloody upset with this person. Perhaps you need to go within and see if you have done that in your past or in your present. Because as I've done this, it's not necessarily I'm doing it in the present because I've evolved, but sometimes I've had like this play out that I've done that in the past, and it's come catapulted forward into my present to look at it that hasn't been resolved from back then. So it doesn't have to always have to be in the present moment, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It can just be, it can appear in the present moment, but it's something from the past
that needs to be resolved, needs to be healed, needs to be looked at for that part of yourself,
for that understanding.
Yeah, that needs to be resolved or looked at within you.
Yeah.
That person, that trigger, that character is just the messenger coming back from, I guess, past to your present moment that you need to look at so you can move forward.
Yeah.
Because unless you do that, it's a possibility you can't move forward to be the best version of you possible.
That's a good point.
It's like it's holding you back.
It's
a bit of like a shackle.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. So in order for us to be the best versions, our true authentic selves, there's a bit of clearing that we need to do. And sometimes that will pop up in the reflection of others.
Yeah. And that's the best way sometimes that can play out, because you're in you and working with you and just trying to live your life, and you forget. I mean, if you're a bit of a bitch and you think you're not, and you got bitches all around you, God, why are they so bitchy mean? And then you go to say, well, maybe have I done that? Am I that at all? Did I do that in the past? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
As soon as you start, if you go and say, I'm going to look at that part of myself, and I've got many of them around, it has to be within you somewhere, because my understanding perception is that I'm attracting it because it's in my auric field. It's in my, it's part of who I am. I just need to look at it, acknowledge it, change that, shape shift that, and then a lot of times it will shift. I can't guarantee. Depends how much work you need to do and how much you need to bring it to your forefront.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm actually asking, I think, sometimes if it doesn't shift, then it might not actually be a reflection of you.
Possibly not.
Yeah.
Possibly not. You got something else trying to teach you something else.
Yeah.
Or how to handle yourself, or how to stay in your integrity, or
how to have more self-empowerment.
Yeah. it can be quite a detailed perception when it comes to all this stuff. It's not black. Let's just say it's not black and white.
No, there's a lot of grey in between.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a bloody good starting point.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That was just from the first paragraph in the first page. So then the next part of it says, must you wait until you are desperate or nearly dying before you take a look at what you're doing to yourself? If you take a look and work out what you're doing to cause a small ailment, then it could stop a big ailment building up in the future. And you've said that before I'm seeing the aura, whatever starts out in the aura manifests physically if you can't catch it. So that could be a thought and the reflection as well. When you read what causes your problems, do not say, I don't do that. Ask your inner self and then you'll see how you do it. Everyone is unique, so the generalization is there for you to go by. Then see how your unique way has created your ailment. The next question is, how can I change that? Then ask for some help to do it. I am getting you to look at everything with open eyes. Humans are here to reason and manage this planet. When you reason out why you do the things you do and change for your own good, the planet will be managed properly as you would like it to be. The conscious thoughts of the bodies on this planet oversee the energy of this solar system. Which to me says the consciousness of us pretty much dictates what we create in our reality.
And it goes back to trauma experiences, past trauma experiences, how we're being brought up. It's a very deep, let's say, rabbit hole.
For an example, I'm going to use my example. I have a wisdom tooth on my upper right, and so it has a bit of sensitivity when I bite on it. It's not sensitive. I don't feel any pain. It's only when I chew on it, it's a bit sensitive. So there might be some kind of nerve thing going on there. I look in this book and this book will tell me pretty much gather all the wisdom, because I like to be able to rebuild my teeth naturally. And the book says to me, gather the wisdom you have accumulated pretty much to achieve your goal. So whatever might be happening, whatever thought might be happening, I do remember we were having pancakes one morning and my teeth never play up, and all of a sudden I put like sugar-free maple syrup on it, and it just started to irritate and pain on its own. But I was thinking about money. And then I looked into the book and I looked up the explanation of it, and it was saying pretty much gather all the knowledge and wisdom you have to achieve your goals. And my thought that was going around money was like possibly me not having enough money, all the bills that are going to come out and everything along those lines. And it was just pretty much saying to me, gather all the wisdom and knowledge you have gained from everything that we have experienced about jobs, this, that, in regards to money, and use the knowledge to achieve your goals. So from that, I got, save your money. So everything that I have learnt from my past, as in always spending money, never having money with me, I never had a saving and a nest egg. I got from that is save your money, because then you will be building the nest egg. In turn, rebuilding the mineralization in my tooth as well. So
see how interesting that is?
Exactly. That's what I got from it. So the issue was about money, not having money, and going back to my history, my past, about always spending money. I was always spending. What I had to do to heal that was to actually start saving money and creating a nest egg.
And sometimes when you're spending money and you love your retail therapy.
I do love my retail therapy.
It can get to a level where you're trying to fill in a void.
Yeah.
You're trying to, there's like your cup is empty and you're trying to fill it up with external stuff.
Yeah. And that's another thing that you'd have to look at within yourself. Yeah.
It's like there's not enough sweetness. Life's hard. either you'll go to retail shopping, spending all your money, trying to fill up yourself, trying to make yourself feel better, or it's food. Like there's something that we need to fill our cup up with.
And that usually comes down to some kind of emotional emptiness.
Yeah, you're not happy, you're not satisfied, you want to create beautiful things and you can't, or you don't know how to.
Yeah.
Therefore, you might step into a little bit of depression and step into I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and that can escalate. And that what happens, that breaks down the body.
Exactly. So my tooth, I felt like because it was only sugar-free maple syrup, I thought it was really interesting how my tooth got affected by the sugar-free maple syrup. But the sugar-free maple syrup wasn't what was affecting the tooth. It was my train of thought. And the maple syrup, I guess, was the physical indicator that something's not right.
Yeah, so your teeth on a level were talking to you, telling you there's an issue behind the scenes within you.
Yes.
That you need to look at.
Yeah.
And you came to a conclusion where it was about actually money.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what I was thinking about when I was eating the pancake.
So as soon as you rectified that, looked at that, understood that, what happened then?
Well, the tooth, when I chew on it, it still has a sensitivity, but it doesn't have, I don't have a reaction to food anymore. I don't, because I am now at a level where I understand that situation, that I need to save money and that I need to build a nest egg.
Which comes down to also being within you feeling financially secure.
Yeah.
Like a safety net.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of spending all my money and then not having anything left. Yeah. Although because rent and everything is going up, it is a little bit harder to save. But as long as there is the knowledge and understanding of having that, you will always be able to, I feel like you always find a way of how you can, even if it is putting $20 away, there's still that building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this book made me understand that. So that is a really awesome example.
Yeah, because that's when you are going within self.
And you're taking back your power.
Yeah.
Because I hate going to dentists. And Jason has always said to me, there's nothing wrong with my teeth. And I hate going to dentists. And this book has helped me to discover how to heal my own teeth.
Yeah, and your teeth are a very good indicator that there's an issue going on within you.
Especially
that you need to have a look at.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So if anyone has any issues with their teeth, as an example from listening to this, if you can, you should be able to get this book online.
Yeah.
I don't see why you
Even
wouldn't.
if you can't, you can still just have the intention of asking to get a piece of paper and start writing down, this is my teeth feeling this and this. Take note of
maybe what you were thinking.
What you're thinking or what you've been going through in life or the last week. If it's flared up within a week, maybe going and just like writing down what's going on and then asking your inner self to reveal that could be attached to what's going on with your tooth.
Yeah. And then also, if there's an issue saying you're thinking about a family matter, fighting with your siblings.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. And that's affecting your tooth, then maybe the answer to that is maybe to make up with your siblings or to find a solution.
You would have to go within yourself and the important thing is you have to ask or have the intention of the ego to have a back seat.
Yeah.
Because the ego is important, but it can sort of tell you little lies and keep reinforcing it's not about you, it's about the other person. You're the goody two-shoes, it's all their fault. And that's not necessarily true.
No.
So you really need to say, ego, you need to step back for a moment, mate. We need to go within and really nut out. Am I the problem? Is there something really going on with me and I'm just being mirrored back from family, friends or whatever for the issue that's really going on within me?
Exactly. And this, if anyone's really interested, we have done a podcast on shadow work, which is connected to the ego as well. So if you're interested about our perception of the ego and how we see the ego, check out our podcast after this one about shadow work too. Okay. Any examples that you have at the moment?
No, that's coming to mind.
Okay, cool. Well, let's do hair falling out, because I feel like they're definitely for men, and there are a lot of women out there that do have hair loss, and sometimes it can be alopecia and stuff like that. I'm not entirely too sure how all that goes around in the hair situation with everyone. Everyone is different, but there is...
Can I have my little say about hair?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So my understanding about hair is it's all about also connected to protection.
Okay.
And hair falling out can represent on a level that your protection is down, or you feeling vulnerable or a victim in something. Therefore, your protection, which is on a level represents your hair, is falling out. So it's like something's depleting or something needs to be looked at.
Okay, because as soon as you said that, I was getting a lot of people lose their hair because of malnourishing or malnourishment.
Yeah, so diet, stress is a really big one.
And that can also be down to the protection of the body as well.
So that would go down to the immune system.
Yeah, okay.
And also, again, not feeling happy about your life, what you've created, what you're experiencing, and that can damage the hair as well.
So realistically, anything that causes, well, I'm not going to say anything, because a lot of things cause stress, but stress is a big indicator of, a big indicator of dis-ease, let's say, in the body, of unhealthy situations going on in the body. Stress is a big indicator.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about stress, cortisol levels.
Yeah. Okay, so in the book, hair falling out. Hair is your insulation. You are not using your power of flexibility to change your thinking. You must know that your own power is your insulation, not other people. You cannot rely on other people for your feelings of safety. Oh, that's interesting. So it's pretty much saying, again, like insulation is like protection, really, because it's saying that you cannot rely on other people for safety. Yeah, so going back to the book, insulation is very similar to protection. Because if you think about it, you insulate the house. You're kind of protecting the house
from the elements.
From the elements,
yeah. The hot and the cold. It's a lot more of a stable temperature.
Yeah, and also it's saying about you can't rely on other people for your feelings of safety. So in a way, when your protection or insulation is not there, you don't feel safe. So your hair is going to come out.
Yeah, that's one of the potentials of it, yes.
Yeah.
But we're not going to say that's the main reason.
No, there's many reasons, like I said.
Because there's many elements that goes with this.
Yeah, like I said before, because alopecia came to mind, is like when there's patches, that could be a completely different situation. So this isn't just a generalization of what the book covers. Everyone's individual journey with this is going to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just food for thought, this book.
Yeah.
To give you a different perception about what's going on within you, and it might give you support in giving you more understanding on another level what is going on.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hay fever. Hay fever might be a good one for those that suffer. Hay fever says not satisfied with yourself.
Oh.
That's a different way of looking at it, because hay fever, I always thought that hay fever, yes, it's an irritation because you're allergic to the pollen. But sometimes I feel that hay fever might be an irritation about a situation or a place or even people or even yourself.
Because Alison does sneeze quite a lot, everyone. And I just look at her now and go, so what the hell is irritating you now, love? And you'll go, I'm irritated about this. I'm irritated about that.
So my sneeze is a really good indicator of, and even like when my sinus really plays up and left eye. It's always my left eye. Like I'll probably look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame because my face is all screwed up. Usually because I'm actually had a thought and I'm irritated by that thought.
So for you, you've learnt that you're indicated to know that you're irritated about something, and that something mightn't be going your way, or how you perceived it was going to play out has not played out that way.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a possibility that people who suffer from hay fever, and we're not saying everyone, but it's a possibility that they're actually irritated about something in their life.
Possibly.
Yeah.
There's an irritation around
Yeah.
that you're not aware of.
Yeah.
And your body's reacting to that.
Yeah.
And if you can learn these little triggers and what your body's trying to... Because in a way you could say the body's trying to talk to you.
Exactly.
All the time.
Because the body is an amazing machine.
Yeah, it's crazy good. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Jason always asks me what's on...
Yeah.
Okay. There's headache and then there's migraine.
Yeah, read both.
Okay. Headache. Pressurizing yourself through impatience that you have not done enough. And that is headache at the back of the head.
Okay.
Yeah. And then migraine, which says nervous headache back of the head as well. Your communication to yourself that you are the one who needs to be accepted is not happening. Tell yourself you accept yourself no matter what has happened to you. Oh, that's a really interesting one for migraine.
Yeah, because I know that when I get headaches, it's at the front of my head,
Yeah.
not necessarily at the back.
Yeah, this is talking about the back of the head. Because I always thought that migraines, I don't normally get migraines. Well, actually, I don't really get them. I always thought that migraines were at the front of the head, like behind the eyes. That's what people usually say they get a migraine from. I've never heard of a migraine at the back of the head.
So we'll just go on the thing of what it represents, not where the location of the...
Yeah. So I like the migraine one because it's saying that you're not... hold on, let me start again. The migraine one is your communication to yourself is that you are the one who needs to be accepted is not happening. So it's pretty much saying that you're wanting to be accepted but it's not happening. And then tell yourself you accept yourself no matter what has happened to you.
So it's a possibility what that is also saying you are wanting people to accept you. And it's all, again, going outside yourself.
Yep.
It's like, no, you need to accept you. And maybe you need to accept you, embrace you, love you before people outside of you can. Because if you're talking about the reflecting and the mirroring, until you start doing that within, you may not attract people who are accepting and loving of you until you can do it within first. So you do all this work within first, and then everything starts to reflect back what you are from within.
Yeah. 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 I like that. Yeah. Okay, what have we got next? Oh, they do have sneezing.
So what's sneezing?
Okay, so sneezing. Not accepting self in a way that you feel cheated because you are unable to see your good points.
Read that to me again.
Yeah, sneezing. Not accepting self in a way that you feel cheated because you are unable to see your good points.
So what does that bring up for you? So let's start with the basics.
Yeah, because it's not...
So maybe you need to see what good points you do have, and maybe you are needing to acknowledge them. I feel like there's going to be some impatience with that as well coming through. And this whole thing for me at the moment is like you are needing people or things to play out to tell you that you are a good person. You do have good things about you, and you're wanting outside of you through other people to tell you that you have that, where you need to do that within first.
Yeah. It's interesting because the word cheated is highlighted because it's actually in bold.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's saying be honest with yourself about what you actually like about yourself.
Yeah, because you might not like yourself.
Yeah. So you need to be really honest because for some reason the word cheated is highlighted in the book. So I get that. Don't cheat yourself in what you like about yourself. So you could be saying, well, I don't like my face. But in reality, you might actually love your face, but you might think because it's, let's say you're overweight. We're going to use the overweight thing. And your face is a bit round. My face is a bit round. But your face might actually be really stunning. But because you feel overweight and you're not accepting yourself, you can't accept how you look as well. So that, I find that is a cheating. You're cheating yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Does that make sense?
Well, because some people will take that differently for them, but for you, that's why it's good to talk about our stuff with this, because it gives everybody an experience from our experience.
Yeah.
Because this is what you're working on as
Yeah.
well.
So I feel like in this not accepting self in a way that you feel cheated, I feel like that is saying really be honest about what you like about yourself.
And what you don't like.
Yes, exactly. Maybe what you don't like as well. That's a really good key point too.
Yeah, I don't like my big ears. I don't like my big nose.
And then maybe those are
But I like my smile. I love my pearly white teeth.
And accentuate those things. So if you love your smile, smile more. Might take away from your big ears.
This is all about being honest, isn't it, with yourself?
I feel, yeah.
And you can be dishonest to yourself, but your body's going to start playing up.
Absolutely. Ever since I have been honest and really working on my teeth, besides there have been other factors, energetic other factors about my teeth, but since I've been really honest with my teeth and my body and myself and even down to the things that I'm not happy with, my body hasn't really done an outbreak in a long time. I'm just noticing that now. I mean, yes, I sneeze. It is still hay fever season, but I also look at that as it's genuine hay fever too. But yeah, I have noticed by using this book, it has helped my body and my mind in a big way. Okay, you got no reply. Okay, moving on.
That's why we're sharing this book, because it has been very helpful.
But you're just staring at me.
Oh, no. I thought there might be something else. Yeah.
No. Okay. This might be a really interesting one. Only because I have seen this on quite a few people. Teeth decaying.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially those that don't like going to the dentist. Not planning new things, which keeps you from changing.
So, yeah, not creating and experiencing new things.
Yeah, exactly. Or feeling stuck and stale and feeling like life is just not changing, or feeling like it's rotting away. Like there's no zest for life I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't choose to create new experiences or experience new things and you stand still, that's going to play out that way on a level as well.
Unless you're happy with what's happening in your life. So what I'm getting is, if you're happy in your life, then that's fine. But these are for the people that on a subconscious level, outwardly they may think that they're happy, but on a subconscious level, something's not right. And when you said standing still, I was actually getting like a river, like a lake of water. When it stands still, there's no movement. So therefore it kind of just decays and rots, and it just... Stagnation. This is only for the people who feel like there's something that they need a change in their life, but they don't know how to possibly. They just know that they need a change.
So what would be a good tip to help with change? Yep, okay. Instantly good one. Change your living room around.
Oh, that's a good one. Change your space.
Change your space.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a...
Change your space, clean your space.
Yep.
Very good start.
Yeah.
And then you might start to maybe I should... What else do I need to change or clean or
clean
fix
out
up?
your wardrobe.
Start there.
Yeah.
Because it's all a reflection of you anyway.
That's exactly it. That's a really good one. Change your living room.
I just got in my head yesterday or the day before of your parents and you saw your father's car. and it was filth.
No, okay. Filth is a word I use. I don't want to give the viewers and the listeners.
You know what, baby? He doesn't listen to the podcast,
No, I know
so
that.
it doesn't matter.
No, but when I say filth, it was just, there was a lot of dust and there was it wasn't vacuumed and there was,
And energetically, it was filth.
and energetically,
Stop being kind.
it was just not good. But
So
it
clean
don't-
your car.
Yeah, clean your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah. And however, speaking on that, I showed my mum how Dad's car looked, and in return, she messaged me yesterday to say that she cleaned her car after seeing, because my car's new and my car's only a few months old, but I love how clean it is. I have bought fabric dust thingies, cloths thingies, to make sure that the inside is dust free. That's how much I actually love driving in my car now. And with Jason's help, he has taught me a lot along the way because he used to be a car car detailer. But after showing my mum my car, the inside of my car, and then showing her the inside of Dad's car, she has now actually cleaned her own car out for a better driving experience.
Because you inspired her.
Yes. So that's a really good tip for people if they're wanting change. Yeah, change your living room, change your bedroom, reposition the bed
If you can.
if you can. Clean out your car, clean out your wardrobe, because that will declutter a lot of the stagnation.
Plant some flowers in your garden.
Or even move the pots you have around. Move them around. These ones I need to go outside after we finish.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Nervous breakdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that one.
Okay, cool.
I've had a few of those.
Well,
I think a lot of people have
I think
had
a
few
lot
of
of
those,
people have had
especially the last few years.
a nervous breakdown. Okay. Not communicating to yourself that you have your own power of beingness, discernment, and flexibility. You cannot blame anyone else but yourself for your problems because your power is within you. You need to break through to know this. So you cannot blame anyone else for your powerlessness because you are the one with the power. And you cannot blame anyone else for being a victim because you have put yourself in that victimhood state.
So you dug your hole, you jumped in the hole.
And now you're wanting other people to pull you out.
Yep. So that could be also a call out to be loved.
That's a good point. I'm getting the comic strip. I've seen this before. I'm not sure if it was on the internet, but it's saying like two types of people when they're in a hole. One person was sitting there feeling sorry for himself, waiting for someone else to pull him out. The other person somehow, I don't know, found a rock, a stick, something along those lines, and started digging out steps so he could actually climb out himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teaching somebody to fish, not fishing for them.
Exactly. So everyone has the power within them to change their perception and to change their way of life and to stop blaming others for how things are going on.
And that could be stop blaming the governments for the world that we're in. Is that going too big?
No, let's dive into that. I'm getting that can tie into our discussion about June and the heroes and villains in your life.
Another podcast to listen to.
Yeah, another 2 podcasts to listen to. Because we could blame the government for all this hoo-ha going on, but in reality, it's up to us to decide, are we going to follow them?
Well, I was just going on the tangent of the majority of the collective choose the governments, regardless if it's rigged or not. Let's just say it's not, and it's all honest. Majority of people are still choosing the same, so they're going to get the same back.
But it's entirely up to us. There are some things that we do have to follow,
Yeah,
but there are some things that we don't actually have to follow either.
yeah.
So the power is still within us.
But our training and our whatever we've learnt, we've been trained to really not
Have power.
to step into our personal power, integrity, and all that self-worth.
This book is really showing everyone that they have the power to heal themselves, really.
Yes.
Yeah. And they have the power within themselves to make changes
Yes.
if they decide to choose to.
Yes.
That's the point of this book, I feel.
Yes. One step at a time, though.
Yeah, unless you're ready to make a big leap.
Yeah, if those people out there are ready to make big leaps, are probably already doing big leaps.
Exactly. Now I'm getting Neo.
Yeah.
We're going to continue this in a part 2, but before we do that...
Okay, so just asking my soul group, True Heart Soul Group, come through with information, knowledge, true information and knowledge, gender-free, just to share your perception of what's been discussed today. Yes, thank you for having us. What a wonderful, wonderful podcast show. This is sharing to the collective, the people who are listening and watching this. You have the power to heal yourselves. All you need to do is listen to yourselves, your body, your soul, your essence. Go within and listen. Have courage to do so. And with this, you can change everything that you are experiencing in a single moment. This may seem far-fetched, yet it is not. With practice, courage and dedication of actually sitting down, listening to yourself, listening to your bodies, and going within and finding out what needs to be looked at, what needs to be healed, let go of. And then you will start to strive forward more than ever before in your life. Well done to you, Jason Allison. We are very pleased with this because it's sharing with everyone out there to go within more and more, stop going outside of self, trying to fill your cup, your everything that you are with external love, external acceptance, perhaps even going retail shopping, which is nice at times. But find out if you have an addiction to that, what is it that you're trying to really fill up? With the foods that you eat and what you do, what is it you are trying to heal within you, feel within you? If you can acknowledge this, you will shift things, shift mountains, very simply, with the change of your thoughts, your perceptions of what is happening within. Is there any questions, Alison? Have we made sense today?
Yes, you have made a lot of sense. I do like it when you said it takes dedication and practice, because it is a bit like a muscle. When you go into the gym, you're working out. People do need to be able to have patience with themselves and practice. They might not get it the first time, but they might get it the first time.
Yes, this is true. Just start with one body part at a time.
This is very true. Like, with my teeth, I start with my teeth, and it's not to say to go through every single body part if you don't feel any pain. Just take note of the ones that do come up.
Yes. So if you have a sore tooth or you have a sore hand or sore arm, it could be lots of things. Start by writing down on a piece of paper the pain, what you're feeling, and ask for the trauma or the negative thoughts or what's been happening in your life for that week, and you may find that corresponds to that part of the body. And if you do happen to find this book, it will be very helpful to read and go through the book with the certain body parts or that part of your body that is trying to talk to you, for you to do some deeper healing within.
It's a very good point. Yeah, this book is amazing.
As Jason said before, your body is always talking to you. Your soul, your essence is always talking to you. It's learning to listen to the little whispers, the hints. Listen to what is being said to you, not ignoring it, not pushing it away, not eating cake to sort of hide what is happening within you. You need to stop the superficial, how could we say this? the outside of you trying to fill within. You need to fill up your own cup without needing outside forces or outside eating cake or retail therapy to fill your cup. You've got to do that from within. And you'll find that for this to happen, you need to love yourself more, listen to yourself more. And it will happen, tremendously happen, in a massively big way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else?
I don't really know, because you really have shared so much so quickly.
Yes, at times we do do this.
Any bit of advice that you can give people that you haven't mentioned in regards to going within or having the courage? Because I feel like in this day and age, a lot of people don't understand about going within. They will always go without, and they'll always blame other people instead of looking at themselves.
We'll say this: you just need to take time for yourselves to do the work, to go within and to listen. And you'll find that when you have your body in a lot of pain and it's not going anywhere, perhaps it is time to go within, because the body, that part of the body, is screaming out to you that there is an issue, there is a problem, there is an out of alignment that needs to be brought back into alignment, that needs to be looked at, that's attached to a trauma somewhere in the past, somewhere in your childhood. Does not matter, but there's something that needs to be looked at, shared love and understanding, and bring it to the conscious awareness into your reality, so you can look at it, you can process it, you can write about it, and you can let it go for the change to happen.
Thank you. I do feel that self-judgment is a big thing when it comes to people.
We will say this: self-love is even bigger. The amount of people that do not really love themselves, accept themselves for who they are, their magnificence, the magic that they have within, the power they have within. You were right by saying the collective has been dumbed down, but have also chosen to be dumbed down, because a lot of collective do not want to do the work. They want everybody else to do the work for them. Isn't this interesting?
So self-love is better, and try not to judge yourself too harshly.
Indeed.
Look at what is affecting you. Even if you don't like it, still look at it, understand it, and if you don't like it, don't do it.
Yes, indeed. Also, if you don't like that part of yourself, change that part of yourself, love that part of yourself. And then perhaps you might need to let go of that part of yourself. It doesn't serve you anymore for where you would like to go, who you would like to be. You will find, after listening to this, and yes, part 2 of this will be very important, people may need to listen or watch this multiple times to get the concept and understanding what all of us are trying to share here. But once you have an understanding and put the ego aside, the pride away, and take it back to you and go back within you to find out what is playing out through your traumas from the past, for example, you may find that changes will start to occur immediately. Isn't this fascinating?
It is, actually, and you touched on a really good subject about putting the pride aside, because people might not necessarily understand. Viewers will understand and listeners will understand what ego is, but there might be some people that don't understand that, and pride is a really good word as an explanation.
As we observed humanity through the ages, humanity likes to blame others and not look within themselves to understand that they might be a participant in that scenario, or that person or people are a reflection of that person within. We say this: it is very important to start with you first and then start going outside of self later on, if that makes any sense at all. You may find that as you go within and do the healing and the conscious understanding of your traumas and what your body is trying to say, what your soul is trying to say, that your physical reality will start to shift. Yes, people may drop off, but is it not, that you may want more quality people in your life, more quality love in your life? And if you do, you need to be that.
That's a very good point.
It is like if you buy a beaten up old car, that's what you're attracted to, that's what you feel like you may be within. Compared to if you are self-love and feel worthy, you might choose a different car that reflects that to you. Are you all starting to understand what we are explaining and sharing here?
That's a very good explanation and understanding.
Thank you indeed. We are here to help and support and share a different perception as per usual.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was also very interesting about what they said about changing perceptions and what our soul is saying. Shall we close up for for part 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning into our episode today as part 1 of this 2-part series. This is really fascinating, and I love that we're actually sharing the knowledge of this book, because this is something that I use for me a lot, not on a daily basis, but it's whenever something has come up within me, I do go to this book to have a different perception and understanding.
Yes, it's been a very fascinating conversation today with this book. It's really even shared with me in the channeling that I just received just a moment ago, reinforcing what I've always done is very helpful, and it can shift and change things very quickly.
Yeah. This is all about self-empowerment and taking yourself out of the victim stage and victimhood.
Yeah, stepping back into you, reclaiming back your power.
Yeah.
Knowing that you can fix and help and support yourself, and not needing everything outside of you to do that for you.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for listening, tuning in, watching, and we'll see you. You'll hear us in the next one.
See you in part 2.
See you in part 2, everyone. Bye.
Bye.